So I know there's a lot of people who are saying that the Bibles are whitewashed, and there's a lot of stuff inputted in many of our great books that have been watered down and kind of polluted a little bit. But you know something? The one thing that I'm sure of is just the fact that humanity has something of a higher consciousness to look up to elevate to, is enough for us to make it through this earth experience. So the conversation shouldn't be which Bible is right, which religion is right, which course is right, which culture is right, and who's wrong. It should just be, how are we going to live this life experience the best way possible, with peace and with love and with harmonizing energies together, so much that a person can be so powerful that they can sit in one country and whisper a prayer of healing for somebody thousands of miles away. That's possible. But it's the collective that has this power. So I remember asking this question about the Bible, and it's a tricky question. Yes, there is. Yes, there is a lot of input in the Bible that we have that is not 100% true. Yes, the stories have been redirected to cause a lot of fear-based beliefs to keep the darkness in, and the darkness stays with fear. If you're fearful, that's where the darkness festers. That's where we call the devil is. That's where he has you by the balls, because you're fearful, and any little thing that happens, the powers that be know exactly what to do, knows exactly what to put on the news, to put on the TV, to put you in so much fear. They know exactly which cards to play to cause war in this country, to put so much fear in people, to the atrocities that happen, for people to start to blame and people to start to hate, and it festers so much pain. However, Archangel Raphael once said that within every great story, within every great book, within every knowledge that was left behind, however watered down, there are breadcrumbs, that source that God left behind, that if we follow, we never be left behind in the darkness. And it comes from the stories. It comes from every single story in the Bible that they didn't water down. It doesn't come from the, these chains that they placed in them to say, do this or you're damned to hell, do this, fear this. It's not that. It's the stories. And what God says is, if I can do this for these people in this book, the lives that have gone before you, the earths that have passed on before you, imagine what I will do for you. Just think about the story of Joseph. Just start there. The story of Joseph in the Bible, and every experience that Joseph had. And understand that before Joseph was even born, God already planned what was going to happen. God planned every atrocity that was going to happen in his life. He was born a purpose child. He didn't feel that way. His father loved him so much that his brothers hated him. They decided that, listen, we got to get rid of him and we're going to kill him. Then they decided they're going to sell him to the Israelites. They sold him to the Israelites. They sold him to somebody else. He found favor in that house when he went there. The brothers thought, okay, that's him. He's gone to slavery. He's not going to live forever. But during this process of time, God was setting up Joseph through all these things, although their atrocity, setting Joseph up to master his divine purpose. He didn't know that. How many of you out there are going through atrocities right now that you're beating yourself and you don't understand? Listen to me. Go through it, because everywhere that you should go, every rock bottom that you will hit, you're going to find favor. God's going to make sure favor is there for you, because he has a master plan and he's setting you up to a divine purpose. He's allowing you to grow so much that when you get there, you will do the right thing. And it's something that the moment I heard this, I thought to myself, oh, shoot, that's all I really need to know. I need to emanate to these stories. And Joseph went to this master's house, and the master loved him so much, all of a sudden he's the head of this household. And the darkness always finds a way to come in. So the darkness used his wife as a vessel, and the wife ended up telling a lie on him, and he went into prison. But the darkness can never win, because all the way, although the darkness is acting within the time, God already pre-planned exactly what was going to happen and finds favor for Joseph, finds favor for you every time. So the wife told a lie on him, he ended up in prison. The darkness laughs, I won. I love this. And they say, God says, I want to try to find it and I don't know. But as for you, Genesis 50 says, as for you, ye thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good. It means that no matter what somebody's doing in your life right now, how much hell they're causing in your life, and they feel so powerful that I'm doing this, she lost her job, she's suffering, I'll divorce her, she's gonna go through hell. They don't understand that God's using them to bring you to what's purpose for you. When Joseph went to prison, he found favor there again. How is it possible to find favor in prison? Who could it be but God? Pre-planning this. And the person who was running the prison loved him so much, Joseph was literally running the prison. And he was there, and I can't imagine what he felt. I can't imagine how lost he would have felt. I would have been so scared. I would have almost given up on life. Damn it, I'm in this prison. This is prison. And when the butler and the baker got themselves in trouble, you can't tell me God didn't set that up. And when they came there and they wanted to know what was happening, God didn't give Joseph the gift of healing. He gave him the gift that he needed in that moment to get him to the next stage. He gave him the gift of reading dreams. This boy could interpret dreams from as long as he could tell. That's why his brothers feared him so much, because he told them about this dream and they were so fearful of it instead of seeing that this is great. So he interpreted their dreams and they went back to their jobs and they forgot about him. But okay, God was still preparing him. He still found favor for him. And when the time was right, Pharaoh, who didn't believe in that God, still was finding himself in a position where he's going to be faced with the goodness of God without even choosing to. And when nobody could interpret the dreams, these two men who Joseph helped in that prison remembered him at the right time. And when he sent for him and when Joseph interpreted his dreams, God found favor for him yet again. And this man, all of a sudden, that his brother thought in their mind, we are putting him to doom. Who's putting you to doom today? And how dare you think that you're going to give up, not realizing that God's using them to put you to doom for you to find your purpose? I love this story and I want you to love it too. I want you to read the story for yourself. Watch it, I don't care how. And internalize the story as a reflection of yourself and say, man, I'm Joseph. Because in my mind, if I was in Joseph's shoe, he's now running this whole place, a whole city. It's like running a country now. The shepherd boy. And I can't remember when the famine started, and I can't imagine the first time he would have seen the brothers who threw him in that pit and decided doom for him. How much anger must have been festered, but God was working on him over this time. Joseph now has a choice to choose either the flesh self or the God self. The flesh self or the God self. It's not easy to choose, is it? Because judgment is so easy to come to you, to see somebody, how dare you, you did that to me, I'm going to send you back in prison. Matter of fact, I'm going to send my soldier to kill your asses tonight. That's what the flesh will do. But God was mastering up to something greater than that. See, before Joseph was born, God foresaw this coming. He knew that this had to be the trajectory. It's not going to be a straight line. Joseph was meant to be the one to save his family, but oh my God, look on the journey that it took him to do it. And when he saw them, he cried. I would have bawled, but after I bawled, I still would have sent somebody to kill them. I'm telling you the truth. The flesh of me, that's what I would have wanted to do. But no, Joseph chose the God side. And I can't imagine what he would have felt like to look at them and say, but I did nothing to you, but you hated me so much. And look at me now, I have all this power. But he really did find himself that he was now mastering his purpose. He was being the vessel of God, actualizing his true purpose. See, if this story of Joseph can reflect back to your life, I don't know where you are in your life yet. I don't know if you're just thrown in the pit. I don't know if somebody just lied on you. I don't know if you're in the prison cell. I don't know where you are in your life. But the reflection of Joseph's life for you is understanding that everywhere that you will go on this earth plane, God already done set that up for you. You're mastering your divine purpose, whatever your purpose is supposed to be. Sometimes your purpose is just to save one life. Sometimes your purpose is just one person in a dark hole somewhere to find the light. Just one person. Sometimes it's taking you in the underworld, down to the pit of hell almost, to save one soul that was lost down there. It's up to you and it's up to God. This is how I look on life now. So nothing beats me down where I am like, oh my God, I give up. Everything that happens to me, even diagnosis, everything that happens to me now, I say, okay, God, what am I learning from this? Okay, you set me up for this. I can't wait to see what's coming next. Because I don't have fear anymore of death. I don't have fear anymore of man. I don't have fear anymore of anything except in understanding that every day that I wake up, I'm actualizing my life as a Joseph, humbly, giving love to everyone I know. And I leave you with this. Live off the stories that we have. That's what we have. Live off your experience, your divine experience with God, and try to experience God for yourself. To feel the energetic flow of God flowing through you within your breath. Asking for healing and watching it happening right in front of your eyes. Writing it down on paper and say, God, this is what I want. And watching it manifest and watch the power that you have within yourself. And I want to hear your story so much. And I'll be here waiting to hear about your testimony, okay? Have yourself a good one.